Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, Patreon, and now Spotify and Anchor, guys. While you're there, go ahead and rate, review, subscribe, then head on over to the Facebook group or the Twitter account and join in the discussion. Also, if you have a question or topic you want to bring up, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com is always there for you. All right, guys. Well, hope you are enjoying your week so far. It is a cloudy Tuesday here in Austin, Texas. Obviously, my day off. Usually, I like to go out and do a little bit of yard work. Not sure if I'm going to do that or not, so I'm going to take this opportunity and instead do a little episode. There's something I want to talk about that I'm pretty excited about, actually. So let's just dive right into it. Guys, yesterday, Warner Brothers Animation dropped the first trailer for their newest DC animated film, Justice League Dark Apokolips War. Now, this one is the next one in their little shared universe, you could say, where, it started off with technically Flashpoint Paradox and then went to Justice League War, Son of Batman, all the way down to where the latest one we've gotten was Wonder Woman Bloodlines. Now, I gotta say, I have enjoyed this shared DC universe more than the live-action ones. Of course, a lot of people can say a lot of things about the live-action DC cinematic universe. I'm not going to go there. Don't want to talk about it. But I will say, like I said, these animated ones I think are better quality as far as stories and characters. The live-action ones are getting there. Of course, they're getting better at it, of course. But I've enjoyed every time one of these has come out, seeing the connective tissue and how they go to each other. I will say, though, the one that really pulled me in was the one I least expected, which was Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. I really had no interest in seeing that film, but people kept recommending it, so I checked it out. And not only did I enjoy it more than the live-action Suicide Squad film, it was the first one that really went back and showed that Justice League War wasn't the beginning of the cinematic universe, but Flashpoint was the beginning of this shared universe. And since then, I have, somewhat enjoyed most what has come out. I mean, they're not talking, high quality, awesome films, but they have good characters and are really enjoyable. Of course, the death of Superman, the reign of Superman, I really enjoyed that because it was probably the closest that we've gotten as film fans to the comic book adaptation of the story. It still wasn't perfect. I still had some issues with it, but it was better than other Death of Superman interpretations that we've gotten. Now, a few disclaimers, of course, before I get too into this. If you guys are listening on the YouTube site, don't worry, there's nothing wrong with your computer. You're going to see the Windows Movie Maker watermark on there. It's because I'm using the trial version of the program because I have yet to pay for the actual real version of the video programming. Got the new computer. It doesn't come with Windows Movie Maker, so I loaded the trial version, and I still haven't decided if I want to actually pay for the real version for it. Also, of course, the screenshots, courtesy of IGN. I screenshot those actually off their trailer they had on YouTube, so got to give them credit for that. And then, of course, finally, if you want to remove the watermark from the YouTube version, head on over to the Anchor site or Patreon, throw a couple dollars my way, and that will hopefully help to pay for some software because this is a hobby for me. I enjoy doing it, and that's why I do it. So, okay, that's out of the way now. Let's jump into this trailer, Justice League Dark Apokolips War. Now, allegedly, this is going to be loosely based off the comic book adaptation Justice League Darkseid War, which I'm a fan of. It kind of ended the New 52 reign right before they went and did Rebirth over at DC Comics, and it kind of ended also Jeff Johns' run on Justice League that started way back when, Justice League War based off his Justice League origin story right after the events of Flashpoint, which again was one of his creations. And I'm a big fan of Jeff Johns. I love him as a writer, but his Justice League comic wasn't really my favorite thing that he's done or my favorite Justice League. The original one that War was based off of was okay. I enjoyed Throne of Atlantis. I enjoyed Darkseid War. Other parts, not really a big fan of, but overall, Darkseid War I was a fan of. With this one, the original comic, it had to do with both the New Gods and with the Amazons. Based on the trailer, I'm not sure how much the Amazons are going to be part of it, but definitely you're going to get that Darkseid attacking Earth again. And finally, the heroes, I think, have had enough and just decide they want to take him out. This goes back to the post-credit scene of Reign of the Supermen, where at the end, the whole plot with Doomsday and the Parademons and Cyborg Superman, that was all Darkseid. That was his other attempt to try to invade Earth again. His first attempt, of course, were the events of Justice League War, and Superman and the Justice League, I think, finally had enough of Darkseid attacking, so they were going to try to take the fight to him. And with that, you got the reveal that they're going to enlist the help of Lex Luthor to try to help them out along this. Since then, we've gotten the films Batman Hush and Wonder Woman Bloodlines, which really, don't tie into the bigger Justice League story. So this one does. We're jumping back into where we were at the end of that post-credits scene. And again, it looks like the Justice League is kind of calling all hands on deck as they're looking to deal with Darkseid. Now, whether he is coming to them or they're going to him, I'm not sure. But again, I'm not sure. It says it's loosely based off Darkseid War. And, from the trailer, it looks like that because it's called Justice League Dark. Now, being that it's a sequel to that, you think the dark characters like Constantine, Zatanna, Swamp Thing, they're going to be more heavily featured in this than, say, other members of the Justice League. Another thing, if you head on over to the DC Animated Movie Universe Wicca fandom page, there's a couple of little things on there talking about how that, yes, even though we saw Justice League, Teen Titans, and the Justice League Dark Team, we didn't see any of the Suicide Squad members, but it says they'll be featured in this film as well. And if you look on IMDb under the voice casting, you got Harley Quinn, King Shark, and Captain Boomerang in there, who are members of the Suicide Squad team, so that would make sense that they're going to be in there. Another little tidbit on the page is that this is going to be the last film in the DC Animated Movie universe. Not sure how I feel about that. Honestly, I enjoyed this quite a bit. So if this is the final one, almost their end game, I'm a little sad by it, but also, everything has to end at some point. And much like how Darkseid War was kind of the finale of the New 52 run, I can see, them taking that storyline, loosely adapting it, and making it the end of the movie shared universe. A little sad by it, but, we'll see what DC comes up after this. Okay, so getting to the trailer itself now, I'm going to break down a couple of highlights for me. You guys fire back, of course, on the Facebook group, Twitter account, Gmail account, wherever. Let me know what you think about this trailer and anything I might have missed that maybe gets you excited too. So, like I said, the title's Justice League Dark Apokolips War, so I think the dark characters are going to be a little more featured. Along with that, I think it has to do with the fact that maybe they're going to enlist the crew of Constantine, Raven, other magical beings to help fight Darkseid. There's the line with Damian Wayne saying, "You fools, he's playing you." Maybe, I think he's referring maybe to Constantine or Darkseid, being one step ahead of the good guys, which often happens in films such as this. So one shot that I like was the one of Batman. Looks like he's sitting on Metatron's chair, much like happened in the Darkseid War. He sits on the chair of Metatron, the universal being of knowledge or god of knowledge, and he gains all the knowledge of the universe along with that. So looks like we might get a little bit of that going on. Another fun little thing, of course, in the trailer is where they're talking in the words in the trailer. It says allies will become enemies, and it shows a picture of Cyborg, and kind of inside his eye, you see Apokolips, the planet. And as we know, of course, Cyborg, going back to Justice League War, and just in general with the DC universe, he's basically made part of a mother box, which is from, Apokolips. So there could be something where Darkseid takes control of Cyborg and uses him against the other heroes. Definitely something I could see happening. Another good line comes from Swamp Thing, saying the humans have earned their fate. Talking to Constantine, maybe how Swamp Thing isn't going to help with the other heroes, and he's just gonna be part of the Earth and let the events happen that happen. Good old Swamp Thing with that. Now, one question I really have in this whole damn trailer is, who is the guy with the beard? Okay, you see this guy, he looks like he's Superman. There are other shots of him with, I think one, he's got like a Superman crest on his chest as well. He's got green eyes. He looks strong. Is that Superman? Is it some kind of version of Superman? Did I miss some version around there too? Not sure what is going on with that. So that's probably my biggest question of the whole trailer. One theory I might have, actually, is that this might be another Superman from another world, because if anyone knows, kind of Rebirth, we know that the original version of Lois and Clark, pre-52, actually came to the New 52 universe, had a son named Jonathan, and then after the events of Darkseid War, and after the events of the New 52 Superman dying, took over as the new Superman, which is who we get in Rebirth. So could this be that version of Superman? I'm not, holding my breath on it, but it would be interesting if it was. Here's a shot here of Damian and Raven. Now, there's a hint at maybe a relationship between the two, but also one thing I love is the fact that Damian is growing up. That's right, the voice actor is still the same. If you notice in his voice, he's getting older. It's getting a little deeper, of course. That's what happens. Puberty, bud. Welcome to it. It sucks. So you're letting that character mature a little bit too, possibly in his relationships and maturity. So curious to see what's going on there. Of course, there's a couple shots. He's carrying out a sword. Look like it's made of kryptonite. So not sure what kryptonite he's preparing for. Maybe it's this green-eyed Superman, possibly, with that. Maybe it's somebody else. We don't know. Another shot I liked, of course, is one with Shazam, Steel, and Superboy flying around. I've said before, Connor Kent, I grew up on Superboy. I have kind of an affinity for the character, so seeing more of him, I'm cool with that. I think at this point they've hinted that he's joined the Teen Titans too, which will be interesting to see how he interacts with them. But also, Shazam's got this big old scar on his face, and not sure how he got it. I don't remember in any previous films. Maybe they're going to describe it some other way. I know in the Flashpoint storyline, the alternate timeline that Barry creates, Shazam actually got the scratches from a fight previously. I think, what was it from? He fought some hero. I don't think it was Wonder Woman or Aquaman, but he fought some hero, and that's how he got those scratches in Flashpoint. How he got them in this, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. This shot here, where we have Constantine and Black Manta, hello Black Manta, and then Lois Lane, all fighting together, and it looks like, again, kind of lets you know it's an all hands on deck scenario. They're going to pull everyone in from the previous films, I think. Black Manta, I believe, is a member of Suicide Squad eventually, or at one point he does. I don't think he is in this universe. I think I'm confusing that, though, with the Young Justice universe. It's so hard to keep things separated once you watch them all. But again, even if it is, throwing in a villain like Black Manta, or, sticking with the Aquaman family, you see Mara in there too, who's not an official member of the Justice League. Again, all hands on deck. Suicide Squad, Teen Titans, whoever are all going to be in on this. Not to mention Batwoman. She was something that I severely missed from Batman Hush, the next Batman animated film. I sat down and I watched that movie last week it was. Actually, I rewatched it, and it's not as good as the previous three. The Son of Batman, Batman v Robin, Batman Bad Blood. That's, I think, a really good trilogy amongst there. And, Batman Hush being the next one in it, not featuring Damian that much, being different from what the original source material was in regards to the villain. I wasn't a huge fan of it, of course, but, I can't like them all. Nobody can like everything, and that's okay. But I like to see that she's back in there. You also have Batgirl featured in this trailer, as well as Nightwing. Again, all hands on deck for this endgame-like battle. Look at the parademons. I didn't see this till the last time I saw the trailer, which was they're not regular parademons. They almost look Doomsday-like, actually. So possibly Darkseid has taken his ultimate killing machine and how he made it or whatever, mixed it in with some parademons to make the parademons possibly stronger, worse for our enemies or his enemies. Now, like I said, of course, this is allegedly the end of the DC animated movie universe. Again, but that's according to the Wiki site, which, anything based in Wikipedia, you really can't, say is concrete. I haven't heard anything about how from people officially at DC or Warner Brothers Animation that this is the end of the universe. But who knows? Like I said, the theory I had about that being possibly Rebirth Superman, maybe they're going to go Rebirth Now storylines with it. Bring in Jonathan Kent, Superman's son. That would be interesting, of course. Who knows? Maybe they're going to, do some Superman animated movies instead of some Batman animated movies. I'm not going to complain about that. But either way, Justice League, Dark, Apokolips War, the trailer's out. I am looking forward to this because, again, I enjoy the universe. I think I'm going to go back and rewatch the films. If you head on over IMDb, they have kind of a chronological order list that you can watch them in. It's missing, though, the last one, Wonder Woman Bloodlines, which I think, you just tack on after Batman Hush. But I'm going to go through, maybe watch about one a week. Now, in the trailer, they said that it's coming in spring 2020. Didn't give it a definitive date. But if you go over to what I did, I went over to Target because I was looking at maybe buying a couple of movies. I have a couple of them on home video, but just a couple. And I was looking at a few more. And it brought up, Apokolips War for pre-order. And it said the date was May 19th. So possibly that's where we're going to get it, at least as far as home video. Usually they come out, a couple weeks before that digitally, much like how Superman Red Sun came out last Tuesday digitally. But it's going to be another, I think, 2 weeks or so before it actually comes out on a physical copy, physical media. So either way, middle of May is when I'm thinking this is going to come out. Again, looking forward to it. Going to rewatch the films because I enjoy this universe. Let me know what you guys think, of course. Are you looking forward to this film? Do you like the DC animated films? Also, of course, do you think it's going to end? Do you think the Wiki site is correct? I hope not, because like I said, I am enjoying this universe more than the live action, in my opinion. But that's it for me today, guys. Of course, I'm going to go and do some more stuff. Hopefully, like I said, I might do some yard work. We'll see what kind of mood I'm in. But anything else you want to talk about, you know where to find me. Slim Dayspring 12 on Twitter and Instagram. Fire back your comments and other things on the Facebook group and Twitter account. Dayspring Discussions at gmail.com, like I said, is always open for that. All right, I'm going to get out of here, guys. You go enjoy your week, enjoy your day, and until next time, may the force be with us all.